Why are you guys so obsessed with
Lummox?
Like, honestly, I feel scared, elated, anxious. This guy's sleeping on.
I'm not a rebel.
Seems like another troll channel has hit the deck.
You're not gonna kill me.
Give a big rip to the Lummox, the hired
Wait.
hoodlums.
You there. Step forward.
What happened to Lummox channel? Ain't no videos on that shit no more.
I'm sorry.
First day of the day, damn Jordan. You kidding? This shit's gone. Another one bites the dust. I mean, like, I'd go so far as say Lummox was the last, like, real. Like, channel left. That uploaded consistently, him and Lean. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm gonna miss those Lummox payments. Apparently his channel's going. I usually don't, if they're not making money, I don't charge them. I don't know if he nuked his own channel. From my understanding, is that trolls are currently having a civil war because they basically want to police each other on who wants to be like the top dog of the Wings highlight channels. And I think he made all his videos private to try to protect himself from people doing false flags. That's what it looks like happened. Because his channel's not banned. He's just got no videos on it. So it looks like he made all his videos private. Trolling hasn't died down a lot. The channels have died down a lot. Because realistically, there's actually very little content for them to actually make. Like most troll channels want the big stuff. They want to live in 2017, 2018 again. That little 6-month period where I wasn't on Lexapro and I was having emotional breakdowns on stream almost on the daily. And like, if you've ever went to any of their their content or like their little troll hubs, I like to call them their little troll nests. All of them are like, Wings is on the verge of another breakdown. Wings is on the verge of another breakdown. I can feel it in my bones. Like their whole goal is like, how do we get him to the tipping point? It's like, dog, let me tell you a secret. You're not going to get me to the tipping point. Like, generally, if I feel like I'm frustrated with games, like used to, I would continue to play. And I would just get madder and madder and madder and madder and madder. But I'm not in that same situation anymore. Like, if I miss if I don't make a certain amount of money, guess what? It sucks. But I'll live. I don't live paycheck to paycheck anymore or anything like that. So what I do is I just get the fuck off. I just get the fuck off. I don't want to put on Fallout 3 versus New Vegas because my opinions have drastically changed since that video. And it's not a very well made video. Well, first off, it's a Subway sandwich, not a cheeseburger. Let's get this shit right. I don't prefer any of that. The only highlight channel I thought was legitimately fun was Mooney's highlight channel. He actually put editing in. He had the best fucking intros. And like his content wasn't overall mean. You could tell he came from a creative standpoint versus like a lot of these channels just sit here,
City's closed with the dragons.
want to call what they do as
Official
trolling,
business only.
when in reality they're just being assholes.
Fine.
Thank you, Sab C. Thank you for the 3 months of Amber Burps. Would I eat Rocco? If I was hungry enough, yeah. Survive one extra day off the cat. I don't know, Rocco's pretty fat. I think you can get 2 sandwiches out of him. Besides, that 1 extra day might be the difference between
I've got your back.
getting rescued or not. No, Crown Prince, I didn't actually. I got a little viewer boost, but that's about it. I didn't really get any like considerable like money increases. Nah, it wasn't me to remove Lummox's channel. That was somebody else. I know it's got you all tore up that Lummox won't be able to pay my $300 no more. Generally, when channels go down, they stop paying. Like Lean's channel, when it went down the first time, he pretty much stopped paying too. Like, I generally don't ask channels to pay for like royalties until they get to the point where they're making $1,000+. So the idea is like, you pay me 3, you keep 7. And like, the agreement I have with them at that point is my fee's always gonna be $300 regardless of how much money that you make. So like, they usually agree upon that. So like, even if their income goes up to $2,000 a month, they still only pay me 3, and I don't mess with them at all. Like in his heyday, Lean was making like $2,500 a month just to clip my channel and re-upload it. So when you're making a couple $1,000s a month, it's pretty easy to get them to the bargaining table. Like, yo, I can strike your videos over and over again, and you can lose this money, or you can give me a little bit of it and keep your money flowing. Up to you, fam. And, you know, trolls be like, well, that's blackmail. That's blackmail. It's not blackmail. It's paying for royalty rights. If you want to use a song in a movie, you got to pay to use that song in the movie. So at the end of the day, it's my fucking song. It's because of the community that they're in is toxic as hell. Like, honestly. Anytime somebody has success, they like gang up on each other and like take the other channel out. Like either with like false flags or things like that. Yeah, my grandma died of cancer, but like, and it's this is gonna make me fucking cry. Like the worst part about cancer, especially like when it goes to your brain, is like seeing your loved ones and like they know you're in the room, but like they can't use their body like they used to anymore, so they can't respond to you. Like my grandmother, for like the last 2.5 weeks she was alive, she couldn't speak to anybody or like control her hands or anything like that because she had lost motor function.
What is it, Khajiit?
It hurt my feelings because I couldn't handle it emotionally. I felt like a failure. Like, this is the time that she needs me, and I couldn't be there for her. Because I couldn't handle emotionally seeing her like that. I didn't want to remember her like that. Like, I have this policy where, like, I don't go to funerals. Because I don't want to remember people in a casket.
You see? Ah, the Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Seems you are a cut above the usual brutes the Jarl sends my way. That is where your job ends.
And my grandfather and my grandmother
the
both
work of the mind, sadly undervalued in Sky.
died to
My
cancer to the brain.
associate
Like,
here will be
my grandmother
Princess
had lung
Irene.
cancer, but that's not what took
She
her out.
discovered its
It actually
location by
spread
means
to
she
her
has so
brain,
far declined
and that's
to
what
share with
ended up killing her.
So your information
Same thing
was
with my
correct
grandfather.
after all. And
He
we have
just
our
had
friend
straight
here
brain
to thank
cancer.
for recovering it for us.
240.
What advice do you give a 23-year-old self? As someone who's similar background to you, it'd be nice to hear from Vic, so to speak. What advice should I give to my 23-year-old self? Take more pride in your work. Like I've said before, like, if 34-year-old Jordy got the same opportunity 23-year-old Jordy did, I'd have a multi-million sub channel right now. But because I was so young when I had the opportunity that I had, I kind of squandered it.
I know it looks
But
bad.
I don't
We've got
regret
to figure
anything I
out
ever
what
did,
happened.
because, like,
If that dragon is still
it's our struggles that
around
define us.
Spread
It's
out.
who we are,
We're
and
survivors.
it's who we are
We need
in
to
the
know
storm that makes us who we are as a person. You can't really tell anybody until they've had some sort of had to use some sort of perseverance. And I think I don't like being fat, but you know, I do like the person I am at this point in life, even though other people don't like me. I take a whole lot more pride in my work now than I used to. Like, it's a good time to eat my Subway. I got the sweet onion tikka teriyaki today, and I got black olives, tomatoes, and cucumbers on provolone with sweet onion tikka teriyaki. And he says that money has ruined it, and so on and so forth. It probably has, but for the most part, like, if I'll tell you the truth, if I wasn't getting paid to do this at this point, I wouldn't be doing this at this point, or at least not as active as I am. You know, the 2 or 3 videos a day, probably one video every other week. And, you know, it transcends to that. Do I see a lot of it comes from you can God GFX Labs stop talking, like, we've stopped talking about tips, or we give the same tips over and over again. Well, there's a reason for that. And the reason we give the same tips over and over again, because, like, I've made 800 videos. How many? My metal voice? It all depends on, like, what I'm doing. What's cool about metal? I got into metal basically because it gets you energized. And, like, it was different. Like I went through a phase where I wanted to listen to something that was different than everybody else. Like, I wanted to be like that edgy, trendy person when I was a teenager. Yeah, but we understand, I got picked on like a fucking lot. Like, if you've ever seen, like, my picture of myself in high school, I looked like I was, like, you know, like I was like a crazy person. Like, I was miserable as fuck. I hated everything to do with high school. I got picked on every fucking day. I was going, my hormones were going through the roof. No honeys thought I was fly. And I was just miserable. I was like going through like I was going through mental depression. I was seeing psychiatrists and things like that nature. And it's like completely different person nowadays. And like I used music as a way to speak to myself. Tommy used to work on the docks. Union's been on strike, he's down on his luck, it's tough. So tough. Gina works the diner all day. Working for her man, she brings home the pay for love. For love. She says, hold on to what we've got. It doesn't make a difference if you make it or not. We got each other, and that's alright for love. We'll give it a shot. Love with her. Wow. Living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Wow. Living on a prayer. That was fucking dumb. Whoa, we're further out. Living on a prayer. Take my hand and we'll make make it, I swear. Living on a prayer. It's too close.
I said you can take it for what it's worth. My birth was a blessing. Since I live and die on earth, that's a lesson. We each got a star. All we gotta do is find it. Once you see, everybody who sees it will be blinded. I tell you that you're bright and say you got a future. When you turn your back, same cats will try to shoot ya. You ain't shit. Living on both sides of the fence. Say what you do, say what you really meant. That's what I thought. Y'all boys was bluffing. You talk all day, yet say nothing. It's getting so dark. The pain's so intense. It's like the first rain. It's like it's rained ever since. Never got paid for a rhyme, but I flow. Never got a play on time, but I grow. Never see a stay on time, but I go. When I doing crime free and kind, because I know I'm gonna live forever. I'm never gonna die. I'm the only thing I fear is I'm never gonna fly. Carry my weight, cause I'm never gonna cry. Stood the boy straight, cause I'm never gonna lie. I'm gonna live forever. I'm never gonna die.
You know, Fame is fucking a tight ass song. I only got 340 viewers. I feel like my stream's dying. Same thing before, take it for what it's worth. My birth was a blessing. Since I live and die on earth, that's a lesson. We each got a star. All you got to do is find it. Once you do, everyone who sees it will be blinded. Tell you that you're bright. Say you got a future. When you turn your back, the same cats try to shoot you. You boys ain't shit. Living on both sides of the fence. Forget what you do until you talk. We see what you really meant. That's what I thought. Y'all boys was bluffing. You talking all day, yet saying nothing. No, I'm about to end the stream. I gotta go do the other job here in a minute. I can't tell you what my other job is. Beat patrols will fuck with it. What general field is the job in? Delivery. It's not been a very successful stream.